You stare out of the window aboard the Thrust of Cain, your Eldari ship sitting amidst the fleet of green steel corsairs. They've followed you through the void mire to the coordinates of Blasphemo. You look out of your window and see a mass of almost 100 Mechanicus ships firing constantly down onto Blasphemo's surface, this rising spire of machine and silver metal. It's eldritch in the way that it grows and builds upon itself. On the sides of the constructs, you can see massive spider-like beings crawling up the side, adding more and more onto this metal. And it seems to absorb from the planet that it's on its core metals and builds upon itself. The Mechanicus fire over and over again, reducing these spires to debris only to have them be replaced soon after. As the green steels come into the space, the Mechanicus become aware of you, and in mere moments, the void battle begins. The Mechanicus open fire first, turning broadside many of their ships on the outer perimeter to fire into the fleet. Gilshin, who's on your pilot right now, he drops himself down below the rest of the fleet as you watch torpedoes and lasers and Volkite beams flying through space, blasting into the Eldar fleet. The Eldar fleet begins spacing out and begin firing back beams of their own. Eventually, the space is lit up in front of you like a light show. Gilshin begins piloting the ship around, and a communication opens up from the Verdant Blade. The Green Steel the Green Steel Princess is contacting your ship, and when he pulls up the screen, she looks down at you. You can hear the sounds of explosions in the background, although she seems perfectly calm as she sits on her pile of pillows staring into the screen at you. Well then, I suppose we need to decide what we're going to do from here. You see what I see, don't you? That planet, that abomination in front of us.
Yes, it is, beggars belief, really. But, I have a proposal.
Oh?
You keep them busy up here, and we'll go down. Keep the attention on you, and we'll slip under their notice.
She grins through the screen at you and says, "Of course, I accept. Also, I have a word of wisdom for you. I'm sensing a high level of psychic energy coming down from that planet. I know it looks mostly like machines, although it beggars belief that the Mechanicus are having so much trouble because they don't quite like our psychic energies, do they? Feyrai, I think you'll be very important for this mission, so keep that in mind and stay alive, do you? Go ahead.
I'll do my best.
I will order the fleet to focus our attention on the battle. Do be quick." She cuts comms and Gilshin looks up at you and says, "You cannot be fucking serious, Feyrai."
Oh, hell yeah, I am. Just imagine the stories that this one are going to, like, the profits that this story is going to pull our way.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Alright, fine. Hey, Taldor, you might need to Ambus, you two, you might need to hop in the Night Wings and give us some support down. They're launching fighters at us.
Good to know. Oh, and,
Well, I'm always up for a party.
Alright, well, I suppose we can discuss the long-term plans while we're blowing up Mechanicus stuff.
I'll scan
Good.
for a landing point.
You're speaking my language, pal.
Alright.
Right. So then, oh, and Ilshin,
Yeah.
tell the rest of the crew they might need to gather their things. You may need to make a quick exit.
Oh, we're always ready for that. Poor little fucking goblin in the vents won't know what hit it.
Dude.
Alright. Gilshin boosts up the thrusters, and as the void battle reaches a fever pitch, both sides clashing into each other from a distance, Gilshin launches the thrusters, and the thrust of Cain thrusts its way down towards Blasphemo. It shoots across the void, bobbing and weaving between lasers and torpedoes. From above, you can see one of the larger Mechanicus ships is shooting out drones and fighters at a fast rate. Many of them fly off towards the Eldar fleet, but as they take notice of you approaching the planet, they turn their attentions towards you.
Damn it, where's the Emerald Princess when we need her?
Taking on the rest of the fleet.
Come on. If nothing else, we'll be first to the loot. Oh.
Plus, it's what we got the Nightwings for.
This is true.
Why are there so many of me?
So, are you boarding the Nightwings, you two?
Yeah, I'm boarding
Yep.
the Nightwing.
Anybody going with them?
I'm staying on the thrust.
Yes, me as well.
Alright. So, Ambus and Taldor, as you board your Nightwings, Ambus, Balathorn steps out of the engine rooms and grabs your arms for a second and says, "Hey, listen, that problem in there, that it's gonna be hard to deal with. So, maybe take your time in there, because I'm gonna need that time, alright?"
Oh,
Alright. Don't threaten me with a good time.
Just be careful. I got a bad feeling about this one.
Yeah, the entire thing stinks.
You make your way to the hangars, and Balathorn sees you off. He seals the room, and the hangar doors pop open. Your Nightwings lift and shoot off into the void as multiple drones swoop down, dive bombing towards your ship. You see several Mechanicus fighters firing plasma weaponry. This is a dangerous situation. Plasma weaponry is going to rip your little Nightwing to shreds. However, you've got the agility and the movement. Feyrai and Mobbin, as you're sitting on the command deck watching Gilshin and Cathel pilot, Cathel is grinning from ear to ear, but you can see a bead of sweat running down her temple. She's firing off massive weaponry, the new improvements that you got from the Emerald Corsairs, the Green Steel Corsairs. Shooting down drones and fighters and intercepting weaponry. You can see weaponry bouncing off of your shields. Gilshin expertly pilots the craft in an arc, sweeping down in a crescent formation, flying down closer towards Blasphemo. He's desperately working on the consoles, trying to figure out a place to land. Ambus and Taldor, go ahead and make pilot checks for me.
Yes, sirree.
fuck.
That does not bode well.
Ambus, as you're flying through the air, a drone pops up right in front of you and tries to fly itself directly into your path. You turn on your side and shoot the drone. It explodes and the fire kind of brushes against the underside of your Nightwing as you pass by. Taldor, you get flanked by several drones and one Mechanicus fighter comes down. As you're bobbing and weaving through the drones, the fighter fires off a blast and takes off a good chunk of your left wing. You feel your Nightwing begin edging to the left, and you start breaking formation. You can see the thrust of Kane is diving down at a rapid rate, trying to approach the surface. Gilshin calls out over the comms, "Keep it together, Taldor. We have to get there."
I'm a bit rusty.
Am
Get the
I
hang of
able?
it.
Am I able to, like, would a space battle be too, like, would other ships be too far away for me to be able to reach out with Smite?
It would be difficult, but I'll allow you to roll for it. What exactly are you trying to accomplish? Like taking down a drone or a fighter?
Yeah, concentrating on the fighters because they have, you know, people in them and they'd be easier to sense and target.
Yeah. Make a sign of science test.
Sonicians or just a psychic mastery?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's hard for me. I don't know. Yeah, do a psychic mastery test. Shit.
Yes.
All right. Taldor, you take that shot in the wing and you start drifting to the left. You see the drone. You see the fighter that shot you begin whipping around, and he's driving straight at you as if he's going to chicken run you. Bolts of plasma fly over your cockpit, and you're having a hard time deal with it. And then suddenly, you just see this blinding flash of light erupt in the middle of the cockpit, and you watch as the entire ship begins breaking apart. The cockpit window itself smashes, and you see the Mechanicus inside get sucked out into the void, his body spinning endlessly as he floats up into the void battle. His ship careens off to the side and begins drifting and blasting off into open space out of your way. Wow.
That was one hell of a roll.
Yeah.
For that. I'll still be fine in open space. Just getting into Blasphemo's atmosphere might be a problem.
Speaking of that, you bob and weave through many of these drones. As you get closer to the surface, you can see that the Mechanicus are still launching down these pods, trying to intercept, or not intercept, but trying to land on Blasphemo's surface amidst the labyrinthine, massive spires that are shooting up from its surface. Go ahead and make one more round of pilot checks for me, Taldor and Ambus.
Gotcha.
No.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna make a wrath. Use a wrath for that. Yes.
Yeah.
Are you shitting me?
All right. Ambus, you can see that many fighters are beginning to converge down on the thrust of Kane. Cathel and Gilshin are fighting. Gilshin is making a beeline straight for the one of the huge spires that makes Blasphemo. Cathel is firing off blast after blast, and her eyes go wide as she looks over. Oh shit. Taldor, you're getting swarmed by these little drones. Drone after drone begin slamming into your cockpit and the hull of your ship, latching themselves onto you. You look over and you hear beep, 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 as one on your right side self-destructs, and you can see part of your right wing actually explodes and shoots off. Ambus, you dive back around to shoot off some of the drones that are on Taldor's ship. Like, Taldor, you're sitting in your cockpit, you're looking at the cockpit window, and a drone slams right onto the glass, and you can see it light up, beep, beep, beep. Right before it explodes, Ambus, with an expertly aimed shot, fires a blast right through its body, and it blows it off, and you can see it explode a few yards to your left. Taldor, you're having an extremely hard time controlling your ship now.
Where's the nearest Mechanicus battle cruiser?
Probably above you, engaging the Corsairs.
Yeah, Aldor, since his ship and his luck is royally screwed, is going to make a beeline right for that Mechanicus hangar deck.
Why? What are you gonna do?
That's where they keep all the fighters.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Are you really gonna Star Wars this right now?
Make a pilot check.
Decent.
Okay.
This thing hates me.
Taldor, you fly up towards the nearest battle cruiser of the Mechanicus, who are dropping down the pods down onto the surface. You spot one of the hangar doors that are slightly open. Your ship is barely hanging on, and you can barely control it. The stick is shaking in your hands. You glide up, and as it lowers its shields temporarily to release more drones, you pile through it. You actually crash into several drones, and they explode all over your ship. Your Nightwing is trashed. It is not going to fly anymore. Your ship skids down and lands on the metal floor of the Mechanicus hull inside. You shake, and your head bashes forward, and you kind of almost knock yourself out from the force of you landing so hard. Your ship skids all the way back towards the back of the Mechanicus hangar, and then suddenly your cockpit ejects out, or the cockpit overhead ejects out, and you're looking out, and you can see there are several Skitarii and Servitors moving around trying to refuel and manage these fighters and drones going out. About 50 meters ahead of you, there's a fresh fighter that you can see a Skitarii is trying to board, but he stops at the bottom of the ladder and turns and stares at you as you sit in your hulking wreckage of a fighter. They're stunned, but it's not going to last for too long. They begin grabbing their weapons and turning towards you. What are you doing?
Right now, I'm looking for the nearest Adeptus Mechanicus fighter and making an absolute sprint to it. I'm about to GTA this.
All right. You are going to make a athletics check for me.
All right, let's see. All right, I keep popping out of it. Anyway, does anyone mind if I borrow a glory for this? Because I have had shit luck so far.
Go right on ahead, though I think we only have one from the singular crit at the opening of the game right now. So, go ahead.
I believe you start with, I believe it's, you start with 4
Equal
or 6. So I believe you start with 4.
I believe it is here.
Isn't it equal to the number of players, or 6, whichever is lower?
Whichever one's higher, I think it said.
Oh, really? Okay. So probably 6.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
Here, I'm finding the section in the book.
Damn. Taldor, as you're sprinting, you're making your way, and the Servitors and some of the Skitarii begin firing off shots toward you. A Servitor slug catches you in the midriff of your armor. Make a resilience check against 7 damage.
I don't need to.
Alright,
My resilience is higher.
cool. What's your speed?
Speed is 7.
7, 14, 21. Alright, make another athletics check for me. Damn. This time, a Skitarii long rifle is going to hit you in your side as you're running. Bullets are pinging off your armor. You're going to take 9 points of damage here.
Okay.
You and your party begin with each session with 0 glory in your collective pool. Any player can shift an exalted icon to add 1 glory to the pool once per test. If you roll a wrath critical, you gain 1 glory. The glory pool has a maximum of either 6 or the number of players plus 2.
I see.
So we only have 1 from the critical right out the start, but
You guys have rolled really
he's
high,
spending
so
that.
I think you probably could have shifted a few of those and have been fine anyway. So it's all good.
And besides that, I was rolling shit. I rolled shit 4 times in a row, so
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I could have.
it's okay.
We do have
Todor,
2 that's been shifted.
Todor, you're running, you take that shot in the side. Many of the Mechanicus are too far away to stop you. However, the pilot that was about to board, he drops down and pulls out a Mechanicus axe, and he stands before you and blocks your path to the ladder of the fighter that you're trying to board. He stands in front of you. What do you do?
Well, I do have a flamethrower.
It's your turn. Combat.
And let's see, how far away is he from me?
About 9 meters.
Okay. Okay. So that's 3. Oh wait, Oh wait, sorry, I forgot. I had 1 more. Okay.
Yeah, 3's gonna hit. As he stands in front of you brandishing this power axe, you're carrying behind your flamer, and as you're running, you draw it and fire it out.
Okay, and let's see. Ooh. Yeah, this first one was because I forgot to include a die, but this second one is the extra die, so that's 12 damage.
Yeah.
And
This Skitarii, it's not heavily armored, it's not meant for combat. As you pull out your flamer and blast it down, you can see it screeching out this machine code language and fall back. It drops to its knees, gripping its body and its face as it seemingly screams in agony as the fire penetrates its core and its body. Bullets now are pinging off the side of the ship that you're trying to hijack as this Mechanicus burns to death. You can see many of Skitarian servitors begin pouring out of the halls to intercept you. Behind you, your Nightwing actually explodes in the back of the hangar, bringing down a chunk of the ceiling that crashes around you. You climb up towards the Nightwing, jumping into the cockpit. You pull down the glass as bullets and shots ping off of your ship. Make a pilot check. Do you even know how to fly this thing?
I will figure it out.
You're figuring it out. As the glass lowers over your cockpit, just by being quick enough and reacting quick enough, you have managed to surprise these Mechanicus long enough to jump into one of their ship. Outside, you can see the Mechanicus that you lit on fire drop down onto its face as it sits there smoldering. A line of Mechanicus and servitors are firing into your ship, punching holes into it. You figure it out under pressure, punching in whatever combination you think will get this thing to start. Eventually you find the throttle. without even bringing up the landing gears or going through any of the checks, you just punch the gas and fly forward. Make one more pilot check for me.
Ooh. Much better.
In front of you, Taldor, you can see there's a... They're trying to bring up the shields of the hangar to stop you. You can see it closing in from the edges, bringing it in towards the center. And just by the narrowest margin, you dive to the right, steady your ship, and punch right through as the void shields close in immediately behind you. And riding this Mechanicus fighter, you fly out, and you can see the thrust of Kane is almost towards the surface now. Ambus, make a pilot check for me.
Aye, aye.
Ooh.
That's a wrath spending offense.
Welcome to the club, buddy. Welcome to the club.
1, 2, 3, 4, 7.
Ambus.
I like that.
Yeah, Ambus. You have multiple fighters on you, and you can see that the thrust is having issues. Gilshin is trying to keep it together, and you can see he's trying to make for this narrow alley between two buildings, but you can see fighters and drones keep slamming into him, trying to push him off course. As you breach through the atmosphere, fire erupts on the sides of your ships. As you dive down, one of the fighters behind you tries to come up to you, and you look over and you can see a mechanical Skitarii staring at you, and then he pulls his ship to the left and tries to slam into you. You actually do half a barrel roll and go upside down to avoid him. You can look straight up and look down into his cockpit for a brief moment. He slides by you. You drop speed for a moment, tilt to the left, and blast him out of the sky. Cathel is shooting lasers and bolts out to drop these drones around you. But you can hear Gilshin, fuck, I can't control this. Hey, can you blast a hole in one of these spires? We need to make a landing now.
Give me a second.
Taldor, make a pilot check.
I'm gonna go for that.
Taldor, make a pilot check for me. Nice. Ambus, as you're somewhat preoccupied trying to deal with the fighters that are surrounding you in the thrust, you look up and Taldor, who you might have assumed had fucking died, peels out of the atmosphere above you, pouring through the clouds, and he's in a Mechanicus ship, and he fires off 2 blasts of plasma, dropping 2 fighters and a couple of drones that were behind you. They crash into each other and form a massive fireball behind you. Gilshin looks up like, that crazy son of a bitch.
I like that one.
How's this for PowerShell, you mechanical bitches?
We need to land now. Hey, you see this building in front of us? Make a hole.
Follow me, fellas.
All firepower.
Both of you make one
I've always
last
wanted to do
pilot check
this.
for me. Did you both roll already?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, 2 4s. Okay. Oh. The 2 of you now basically free of the attacks. Above you, you can see drones and fighters pouring in, trying to stop you. They are absolutely determined to keep you from getting to the surface. They're not going to let you hit the ground. So instead, Gilshin says, I need you to punch a hole in that building in front of us right now. You 2 flying side by side, Taldor in a Mechanicus ship flying plasma, and Ambus, you're in the Nightwing firing bolts. You focus your shots directly on one portion on the side of the spire, and together you rend a hole in the living metal wide enough for the thrust of Kane to punch into. Even with that, though, you can see the sides of the thrust actually begin ripping and tearing apart as it dives in, shooting sparks and fire everywhere. You follow in behind, going at high speeds. Eventually, you start skidding along the ground, and then eventually, after about 100 yards, you feel a drop. The momentum was enough to slow down your ships, but the drop points you straight down, and you free fall for about another 100 yards before slamming into the ground at the bottom. Fire and explosions erupt around you as the mechanical insides of this spire of Blasphemo begin erupting. All of your ships are heavily damaged. The Nightwing and the Mechanicus fighter probably are going to need some kind of work before they're operational again, and the thrust, being a large enough, more powerful ship, sits there in a cradle of debris. You can see that its engines and functions still seem to be operational, but it is sitting there in fire at the bottom of this spire of Blasphemo. You're surrounded by mechanics and cybernetics and wires hanging down. However, if you look up, you can see that the energy of you punching through that hole managed to collapse the tunnel that you came in on, and no Mechanicus are following you, and everything is silent.
Oh, I almost forgot how it feels to be young again. Alright, well, we're here. Really...
Oh, God. Is everyone alive? Ambus, Taldor.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Holy shit, Goshen, that was insane. Even by my standards.
Oh, man, we didn't have a choice, but I hope the thrust is going to be able to get us out of here after this.
Oh,
I think we're
something
gonna...
tells me we won't be taking the thrust of Cain out of here for several reasons, actually.
To hell with that. Balathorn, he kind of steps onto the command deck and says, I'm not leaving this ship behind. You're insane.
Oh, look.
To before, she has gotten us this far.
Well, she's also carrying a gift from our mutual friend. So,
I'm dealing with that. Where are we? If you look out of the window of the command deck, you can see that you're in a very dark area of this spire. When you approach the surface, you could really tell that Blasphemo is absolutely massive. It is about half a planet size of continent-wide buildings and structures that rise up. And that's really only what you could see from above. The surface itself down below is covered by what seems to be a massive planet-wide dome of metal. It's covering it, and you have no idea what's on the inside. You're probably about a mile or two up from where this dome actually starts, and what's beneath that, well, there's really no telling, is there? Above, you can still hear the explosions and the sound of crashing metal as the Mechanicus shoot down. You can actually look up, and if you look up high enough, you can actually see the metal is growing, wires attaching themselves to the walls and shooting out, pipes forming and shooting out gases. This whole area is completely eldritch. You're surrounded by debris. Cathel leans back in her chair and she's sweating, and she looks like she's grinning, but you can see kind of a panic in her eyes. Well, that was interesting. Oh man.
yeah.
Now what?
Well, I think first we should focus on getting the... Oh, screw it. What can she do to us here? Getting the bomb out of the engine room. I have a feeling we'll need that.
Yeah, I'm working on it. It's going to take some time, but I think I can probably get it taken care of.
Actually, does anyone have a welding torch? I have an idea.
Yeah, we should have plenty in the storage.
Perfect, perfect. Follow me, follow me, follow me. I have no idea where the storage is. He says he walks
That way,
right
with all
past
the
it.
crates.
Oh, perfect. Basically, what he's gonna do is he's gonna get a welding torch. He is gonna come back up here with Balathorn, and well, if they can't unscrew the bomb, he'll just cut the piece of floor it's on straight out.
Well, I guess that's one way to do it.
Indeed,
Yeah.
we know who has the detonator.
You go and you remove the entire panel that the bomb is on. It's very heavy, so Balathorn kind of helps you pull it out and set it on the floor of the engine room. He looks down on it and says, "You really think she was gonna betray us like that?" I mean, I've
No,
heard
I'm sure.
stories of the Emerald Princess, but I didn't think she'd just outright turn on other Eldar like that.
Oh no, I'm certain this is a party favor, and the laughing god himself is gonna pop out of the giant fucking cake in the hangar.
Wouldn't be the first time. Well, damn, the thrust really took a beating from that Gilshin crazy bastard. Speaking of crazy bastards, I saw what you did. Did you actually go onto that Mechanicus ship?
They broke my fighter.
You should not be alive right now. I like you. I'll buy you
What
a
are you,
drink
my
if you
mother?
survive this.
Eesh.
Never mind, I'm not buying your shit. Alright.
Oh, come on now. Oh,
He
come
just
on now.
walks
I
out.
emerged from that completely fine, he says with 2 galvanic bullets in his void plate chest.
We need to talk about what we're gonna do now. Hold on, let me try to get sensors up. There's... What is that? Well, I'm picking up a lot of movement. Not a lot of heat, though. Hey, Feyrai, can you sense anything?
Give me a sec. Well, that definitely worked. What do I sense?
You reach out, trying to probe the area for, any psychic activity. As your eyes are closed and you're focusing, Gilshin and Balathorn and Cathel kind of turn and stare at you expectantly. You reach down the spire that you're in, kind of getting closer to the dome. Once you get to the dome, though, you can feel that there's some kind of thin, kind of paper-like barrier of psychic energy, kind of just circling around this entire thing. You can punch through it like a needle, and as you look down, you sense that there are certain presences. They're scattered around in a wide area, almost like a circle. The nearest one is below you, not too far away, but it seems very deep into the planet. And it's stationary, and it's... How do I put this? It's like it's being drained and recharged all at the same time. It's like this one thing is acting as a conductor for some kind of psychic energy being poured out from somewhere on the planet. It's focusing something. Something is being channeled and focused here, and you can sense multiple different points. The other points are too far away. They're like continents away from you. But this one is kind of focused down below you, near the center.
Alright, so... I have a point. I have something to aim for. I think we should get this over and done with as quickly as possible, deal with this, figure out what's going on, and then try to get the fuck out of here.
Well, that's as good a plan as any. What are you gonna do with the bomb, though? We're just gonna leave it out there?
Well, I imagine it would make a very big bang inside Blasphemo.
Can you detonate it?
No, but the Emerald Queen can.
That might be...
Yeah, but if we tip her off that we know, she might just blast us out of the sky as soon as we show our faces coming off of the planet.
Who says we
Although
have to
she
tip
might
her
just...
See?
Hmm.
This man has big brain.
I don't understand this. What is she expecting to find? What does she think we're going to steal here? What does she know? Maybe she just doesn't trust us.
I mean,
we don't
we-
trust her.
Exactly, it's a two-way street.
Well, for one, I think we should get the bomb off the ship. And, you know, get out of here as soon as possible. That's going to be hard with the thrust all beat up like that. How are your fighters out there? That good, eh?
Probably got one
Yeah.
last good thrust in it. Those Mechanicus fighters are little better than slingshots. But, we can probably make them work.
Well, we have to make a choice and move soon. We have to figure out what we're going to do with the bomb and what we're going to do from here. I'll leave it up to you, captains.
I don't really think it's viable to pull it along with us through the planet, right? As we explore in a stray firefight, that thing's just gonna blow up behind us if a bullet hits it.
I agree. But, I think it would be best just to leave it here. If nothing else, it would cause one hell of a distraction, and it's not like we can find Blasphemo's emergency do not bomb button anywhere. Bro, we're Corsairs. We came here to Corsair. Let's find the most valuable thing we can and rip it out.
I like the way you think.
Well,
So it looks like we've got some kind of idea what we're doing. I would personally like to figure this out and maybe put it to use.
well, you can't leave the bomb here. Definitely not here. At least take it with you far enough away out of the blast radius.
Do we have any idea what the blast radius is?
I don't know. I can probably eyeball it. Hold on. Kethel kind of steps up. And you can her legs are a little shaky after all that, so she stands up, stretches, and she begins walking back towards the engine rooms. Balthorn kind of watches her go and looks at you, Gilshan. Gilshan, that was some shit you pulled. We didn't have a choice. What was I going to do? Land on the dome? Well, for one, we'd be exposed to open air. I'm not going to land in the middle of the desert. There's nothing to find in the desert. By punching through the building, Gil, that was... you know what? We made it, didn't we? So get off my back. I would take this at least half a mile out of here. Yeah, at least half a mile. That would be safe, I think. Maybe just drop it down a pit.
Well, we are at the top of a spire.
Are you really gonna go out there? I'm getting a lot of movement, like I said. It's different sizes too, and some of these readings don't look right. I would take whatever weaponry and supplies you have from the armory and really stock up. And make sure you have everything. So, what's the plan?
Alright, well, do it. You fellas, try to repair the ship as best you can. At least get the engines working and make sure. Well, it doesn't even have to be airtight. You just need something to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, sure. It'll fly.
I suppose, I suppose we should gather everyone here.
Who are we missing?
One moment. The bomb's still in here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, he's gonna go to the nearest vent and, just... Hey, little friend, I've got something out here you'll really, really, really want to see.
No! I hate you! You wanted me to sleep in the box. Go away, sleeping.
Hey, I sleep in the box.
No. Smelly box sleeper. Box
I've got
sleeper,
another
get
box.
pointy
Another
ear.
box you really, really, really need to see.
Food.
Guess you could say it would leave an interesting taste in your mouth.
No trust box man, but we'll look. Back up. Get away from vent. Back up.
You see,
Melodramatic.
after a moment, you see the little grot poke its little head out. It's got red beady eyes and its pointy ears bend down to look at you, and it looks around the engine rooms.
Only see colored lights and circles. What?
Aldor just straight up points at the bomb.
What is that? What? What is that?
It's the Sparky.
You remember? Have you ever seen a stick bomb?
The booms. Yes, booms.
Yes.
booms?
Now imagine many stick bombs, all compressed and put in a box that a grot is looking at. Do you know what you get?
Lots of Daka. Is
Ugly.
it Daka? Are you blowing up the ship?
Well, not us.
What do you want from me? I'm sleeping in the vents.
Well, simple. We are currently in the middle of a giant mechanical eldritch planet, and it's about to swallow the ship whole.
No. No. You lie.
I'm not sure. Oh.
The little-
I'm not sure which is more Sorry.
The little
Right.
grot, he actually pulls himself out of the vent, and you can see him drop down on his two legs. He's gripping the little pointed piece of metal that he has, and he stares at you like he's gonna shank you with it if you get too close. And you can see him pad over the little bomb, and he kicks it once or twice with his foot and says,
It's not food. What do you want from me?
I want simple. Remember all the other little weird things you saw those Eldar engineers putting in?
Yeah, the shiny things.
Yes, well, I'll make you a deal. You get all those shiny things, And I'll make sure you aren't near the boom boom when it goes boom boom. Do you get?
You're threatening me.
Make an intimidation check. Or whatever your highest is, persuasion, or whatever you want to make. You threaten him, and he glares at you dead in the eyes for a second, and then you can see he's scrawny, he's underfed, he's been living in your vents for like a couple weeks now, or a couple days now, and he just looks absolutely exhausted. He's almost tamed himself with his hunger and just exhaustion, and his shoulders slump, and he looks down at the bomb again and says,
No. Don't make me die. No, Boom. Okay. Fine. I'll look for your shiny things. But you feed me. Feed me.
Yeah. Nope. Toothpaste.
Toothpaste, what is that? Is that good?
he kind of like waddles over to you and looks at what you're fucking around with.
There's stuff in his pocket. He doesn't. I guess Eldar don't really carry candy bars, so.
Yeah, so he agrees to climb in the vents and look for it in exchange for not getting blown up and the possibility of getting food. You just see him slowly and wearily climb back up the wall, and he turns around and glares at you one last time before he darts back into the vents. He's actually faster in the vents, moving on all fours, just kind of clawing his way back, and you hear the rattling disappearing down the vent as he moves.
Well, glad to see his size isn't the only thing about him that's stunted. All right. Sorry about that.
Where did you go?
Anyway, I had to talk to the rest of the crew.
They're just confused. They don't understand.
Good.
You see, I knew keeping that crowd around would be a good idea.
Oh, you're talking about the thing that stares at me in the vents while I'm sleeping? I told you to kill it! I'm strangling you in your sleep. So... Alright. It's up to you to operate as you will now.
Well, let's see. What are our options for continuing forward?
Well, it seems clear to me that you need to head down.
Yep, it's going to be one hell of a trek.
I'm still on with the go down, grab the valuable shit, get out plan. Anyway.
Go down,
Well-
grab valuable shit. Just remember though, there is a Mechanicus fleet above us.
Yeah. So, best not stay out on the streets too much.
Crickets.
Well, who wants to lead the way?
I should probably take that roll.
Well, let me be your bodyguard. Don't forget, I have a flamethrower.
How ironic, so do I. So yours is a tad bit bigger.
What is that? Is that a... Where did you get that? He points to your
Where
plasma
did I get
pistol.
what? Well, there was that Monkai trader.
You dealt with the Monkai. And he gave you a plasma pistol. What did you do? Blow him?
You absolute
Something like
legend.
that.
I can't believe
I
this.
mean, I did, he did manage to sell me this, lovely singing spear.
Oh, you got that from the Monkai too. Wow, I should have gone to the Monkai. Maybe I should have gotten some weapons. Alright, well, I'm emptying the hatch. I think the atmosphere down here is stable enough to breathe. Doesn't seem like there's any life forms nearby. Hang on, let me
Well,
scan.
just in case, you probably should wear a void suit. You never know.
Man. Balathon, grab something big and make sure that the exit hatch is clear when I open it. Aye, aye. He ducks back and heads for the army to equip himself. He's going to head back towards where the hangar is, and eventually the thrust of Cain lowers down its landing pad. And as he looks out, he taps on the comms. I don't think that's Balathorn, is it? No, I grabbed the wrong person. Oops. Sorry. Balathorn, he looks out, and he stands there for a moment, and then he taps his helmet, and the visor raises up. He takes a deep breath and says, "Ah, that's foul. That's motor oil and something that I can't put my finger on. Oh God, I can breathe this, but I don't want to." And he taps his visor again, and it drops down. Gilshin, it smells like your room. Alright, it's all ready for you. I hope you're prepared.
Alrighty then. Well, Ambus is going to take... Ambus is going to take the Void Saber in one hand, and Hand Flamer in the other. Nice, surprise blarg outfit as pick a direction and start moving that way.
So you do. As you step off the ship, you look around and you are surrounded by debris. Just ancient looking metal that is strewn about. Even though this place can't be that old, it looks like this place has been here forever, and the weapon damage from the Mechanicus fleet has really done a number on this place. You can still feel the floor and the walls shaking as blast after blast hits the planet, even as the void battle goes on above you. And as you peer around, and there's really only one spot to descend from this spire from. It's a staircase that wraps around from your right. It wraps around in a counterclockwise pattern around the walls. You peer down it, and you can see that it stretches down for a long while. The wall gives way to your left, and if you peer over the edge, you can not see the bottom. It's a long climb down the staircase for you.
Well, I hope y'all are in shape. That's a lot of stairs. Like a lot of them.
Come on. Let's make this interesting. A race.
Oh,
Oh.
a race.
First to the bottom.
Race.
What are you willing to wager?
I still got a plasma grenade.
First to the bottom gets the plasma grenade.
That works for me.
Question: what is this tower they're in right now generally made of? I mean, I know you said growing wires and stuff, but
It's this blackish, silverish metal that seems to, unlike the living metal of that monster you fought before, it's pretty stable. It's mostly the areas above you where it's trying to expand out that seems to be living. Instead, this kind of just it builds on itself and then decays very quickly. Hey Coco, are you still there, Marvin?
Yeah.
All right, you've just been pretty quiet lately. Just making sure. Yeah, there's. It doesn't seem like this is the kind of living metal that's gonna pop up at you. At least it doesn't seem that way.
Well, at the mention of the plasma grenade, Mobbin has already started moving. He'll take his head start.
All right. Mobbin ducks down. I guess you're racing. Make athletics checks.
I want my grenade.
They're important.
Also,
It has saved our ass before.
All right. What'd you say to roll?
Athletics.
Yeah, 3!
Yeah, dude, I have like nothing in that department. Only one.
Make
looks
a.
like Ambus is in the lead.
Taldor, did you roll? Is that your 3? You there, Heinz?
sorry, I'm muted. No, that is not my.
Make a athletics
Athletics?
check for me.
Uh,
3. Malvin, you cheated and got a head start. Add one more roll. Just roll one more dice.
It's one die.
Yeah. All
One.
right. So, you all rush down the stairs. I guess fucking racing for a plasma grenade. Pretty whimsical, I must say, of you. And even though you try to get a head start, Mobbin, Ambus and Taldor, they're athletically trained pilots, so they breeze by you kind of at the same time on the other side of you, and they're racing down the stairs, pretty much neck and neck. Both of you make opposing athletics checks one more time.
Come on, baby.
Oh, yeah.
We're like
Oh,
basically
Taldor wins.
pirates
Yep.
and we're racing with children.
He's the best pod racer in the galaxy. Taldor, as you're going down, he does something to kind of make you trip up a little bit, and then breezes past you and begins running down the stairs at a breakneck pace. Taldor, as you're moving, you're quick and you start climbing down. Even moving at this pace, it's still a long climb down. It takes you several minutes to start even being able to see the bottom, where at the bottom you can see it levels out into a round room, and you can see that there's an archway at the bottom that serves as a door. Near the bottom, though, you can sense a kind of shift in temperature as you get lower. You might think that the higher up you are, the temperature would, increase, and it was pretty cold back up there where the thrust was. But as you descend, it seems to get colder and colder. It's chilly down here, and you kind of hit this break point. Feyrai would feel it clearly as she's going down, even if you can't see it. Feyrai, at some point as you're going down the spire, you pass that dome that covers the planet's surface. It's like this, like I said, a thin paper width physical barrier, or psychic barrier, I should say, that covers over this part of Blasphemo. Once you pass through it, you really get this sense of energy, and it's resonating. There's some kind of ritual or something going down in this planet, and it's kind of hard to make sense of. Taldor, with you being first, as you get near the bottom of the staircase, there's a crack in the wall to your right-hand side. As you pass down, you might peer through the crack for a moment, and you can see a long landscape of cybernetic buildings, mechanical buildings, stretching out under this dome. It is beautifully dystopic. It is a horizon of buildings and structures and spires and masses of debris that stretch out as far as you can see. Between two buildings, just for a brief moment, you catch the back sight of something that looks massive, something behemoth, a mechanical movement, and you can only catch the back end of it. It kind of reminds you maybe of like a titan of some kind, just huge and eldritch. But you only catch the back end of it, and it disappears between two buildings in the far distance, and you're left just staring out at the scenery.
Okay, so if I follow that right, once I got down to the crack in the wall, I just see the big open planet that is Blasphemo.
Yeah, you're overlooking. It's like an eldritch city that's been long abandoned. It's cramped, and there are wires hanging down everywhere. It is absolutely disturbing. Eventually, you will eventually make it to the bottom. So let me grab everybody. Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure dystopic horror. At the bottom of the staircase, you can see this arc is, instead of being made of metal, it seems very like forced stone was put up here, and you can see strange markings. It's not like any language you really recognize. Even Maubin, who can kind of make sense of Mechanicus stuff, this isn't Mechanicus. This is more just something different, something alien.
I don't suppose Taldor could make a check to see what that might be.
No, you would not have seen this before. This is something new, something different. It's some language that doesn't exist somewhere. You peer through the archway, and there is a hall in front of you. It stretches down far, and it's dark down here. There's not a lot of light. The most that you get are sparks and open flames from parts of the wall. Gas kind of shoots out from decaying pipes that catch on fire with the sparks. On the left-hand side, there's a door that's slightly cracked open. Not so much cracked, it's kind of like a mechanical door that tried to open and got stuck a little bit. If you approach this and peer in, make a stealth check for me, Taldor, if that's you. Taldor, you move ahead of the rest of the party. You peer into the crack of the door, and you can see that there are several of these strange synthetic monsters inside. You peer back, and you almost catch your breath as it looks like... I'll fix the distances, 1 second. You almost catch your breath as it looks like one of the monsters that you fought before on the ship is sitting at a console, not even really doing anything to it, it's just kind of staring at it. But this one seems smaller and strangely less equipped. These strange synthetic beings, these white-faced, skeleton-like monsters, kind of move back and forth between these vats. And in the vats, you can see that there are these life forms. There are these... you can't call them babies. They're formed masses of meat and mechanical wires being shoved into them. It's like some kind of fucked up breeding room. As you peer through the crack, you are looking through, one eye, and suddenly the one that's sitting here just shoots straight up and his eyes turn towards you in the crack. It lets out this screech, and you hear the sound of a vent clatter and break nearby. 2 of these synthetic beings pull themselves out of the vent and drop down onto the floor, collapsing. They push themselves up and stare at you. And then on all 4s, they begin charging. Enter combat.
Well, shit. It's about to get real. Oh no. I was going to say, can I do a Psyniscience test to see, just before combat starts, to see if there's anything psychically active about these creatures?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's all kinds of yes.
That's a good roll. So what do I tell you? Here's the thing. Feyrai, ever since you've been descending down from that spire, you feel this psychic energy resonating throughout the entire half of this planet. Like I said, there's a circle of energy, and there are points on this circle that seem to be conducting this psychic energy. But if you really focus, if you hone in on what you're feeling and kind of expand your mind, you think outside the box, really, you do begin to understand. This whole place, this isn't mechanical. I mean, it is. In principle, it's mechanical. It's cybernetic. These machines seem to be growing themselves and building onto themselves. But there's something more to it. There's something underlying to it, and that source is psychic. Something psychic is going on here. Something warp tainted is going on here that's causing this to happen. And if you connect a few of the dots, you'll realize why the Mechanicus have been unable to do anything about this situation. Because they're still trying to deal with it mechanically, when they're ignoring or pretending that the underlying situation doesn't exist.
This is going to be... This is going to be quite the undertaking.
So, combat start. Who's up?
Well, I guess I'm the closest to these guys. So let's see. There. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna run to right there. I can't do it. Right here, and I am going to try to flamethrower. I try to flamethrower this guy here. Yeah, flamethrower this guy. Or actually, no, this guy. Sorry.
Alright.
Flamethrower this guy.
Yeah.
What's their defense?
2.
2. Okay, then I'm gonna shift one of the 6s over so that I can't add damage, but I can like make an arc.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could probably tell which way it's going.
Is it, do you make 2 attack rolls for that when you arc it? Or just
According to
one?
it just says when you can shift your action to, or you can shift an icon to make an arc up to your ballistic skill meters, and anything in that arc gets also gets hit by the attack.
Gotcha.
I can't
gotcha.
like add damage, but
Alright, no, that's fine. So, roll whatever your damage is.
okay, that's going to be 10 damage, and if they take in their resilience, then they are on fire.
Yeah, so they have a resilience of 4. So, 10 damage reduced by 4, so 6. They both get dropped to 1, and they are on fire. So, let me check what fire status does real quick.
At the beginning of their round, they take 1d3 mortal wounds, and they either have to make a
That's
DN3 agility to put it out, or DN3 willpower to be able to do anything on fire, I believe.
so they take the damage first, and then they roll for it?
Yeah.
Alright. So they're not gonna make it. You dropped them down to 1. So
Okay.
you run forward, Taldor, as you notice that these machines drop out of the vents in front of you. You fire up your flamer, and the rest of your party can watch as you fire off the beams. Who is this? This is Ambus, right? Or is this?
In the back? Yeah, that's me.
All right, that's you. So this is Ellis. So I'm gonna get him out of here. Taldor, you run forward and blast these creatures with flame. Through the smoke and the fire, you can actually see them crawl their way up to you. One actually kind of crawls up right to your ankles and reaches out a hand, and then it burns to death. It drops and stops moving. It screeches, and both of them drop on the floor, dead and burning.
Hey. Great.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You hear a slam on the back of, behind you where that door was, and you can actually see little white fingers peeling its way through the crack in the door, trying to slide it open. It's gonna make a test. As it pulls and shoves, it tries to slide open the door, but you actually see when it pulls open, it kind of activates a mechanism, and the automatic door slides itself shut instead, and you can see 4 bony white fingers drop out on the floor in front of you, and that door seals itself and jams. leaving you alone in this hallway temporarily.
Huh. That complicates things.
It'll
So
come.
what now?
Well, first things first. Where's my plasma grenade?
Ambus pulls it off of the belt of his armor and just here as flips it toward as he just kind of does a underhand toss across the hallway to you.
Much appreciated.
You can hear banging on the other side of the wall, and then it stops suddenly.
Should we go in there?
I mean, Taldor, what'd you see in there?
I saw 3 of them. I don't suppose the vents are an option.
They could be, if we have a way to get up there. I know one of us has mag boots.
Just in case it's not very visible. It's a hall.
Oh. I would have just... If I don't know if you saw that, he would have said the hall, but okay.
Sorry, I didn't know if you could see it with the way it was hidden.
What about this side passage here?
Could work.
Oh, let's take a look. Robin's gonna peer around the corner.
You peer around the corner and you can see that there are no enemies down this hall. However, make an awareness check for me, Mobbin.
All right.
Wow. Mobbin, you peer around the corner and you don't see any enemies. However, through the walls, it's very faint. However, to your trained ears and your heightened senses, you can hear multiple scattering footprints and these thuds going through the vents in the walls. Something's moving at high rates around you on the walls, down the hallway, and around you. It's very unsettling, and you can hear that there's some kind of frantic energy moving through the spire at this point. Something's been alerted.
The hallway's clear, but something's in the walls.
I don't like that statement. Like, there's no part of that statement that I like.
Oh, they're coming out of the walls, huh?
I guess keep your eyes on vents.
Do I see any vents besides the ones that got opened?
Let me mark them, since you're paying attention to them.
Can I use my deductive talent?
For what?
Information on maybe what's moving in the walls.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, make an int-based skill test, and then gain +1 dice to tests when using that information. All right. All right. 3 again.
Mobbin, as you sit there and listen intently, you can hear multiple sounds of movement coming through the walls all around you. The closest ones seem to be at the far end of this hallway. However, you can hear faint noises probably about back here, but there are no vents around this area, so by using deductive reasoning, you think that sure enough, something's probably going to be coming from this one very soon as well.
Well, there's more than one thing in the walls. Watch the vents. He's going to keep his gun trained on the vent you pointed out.
You said there's something coming out of the vents right
It looks,
here.
There's going to be...
looks like there might...
Sorry.
Not yet, but yeah, keep your gun on it.
Okay. Walks up. Puts his flamethrower into the vent. And I'm sure you can guess what happens next.
Do it.
Kill them.
I hate sand. It's gritty and sandy and gets everywhere. Making it attackable. Fuck the vents. Yeah. Taldor, Malbin points out that there's going to be approaching enemies from that vent. And while he's got his gun trained waiting for them to show up, you're a little bit more proactive. You go in and you climb up a little bit, and you stand up there and shove the barrel of your flamer into the vent and pull the trigger. Sure enough, the way you channel it, it kind of arcs around to the right and bends around the hall, and you can hear multiple slamming noises as approaching synthetics get closer to the vent. You scorch them. They are absolutely demolished.
That's one way to do it.
Yeah, you can hear the screams,
Fire.
and it is rough. I think Feyrai maybe lost connection or something. So you guys are on your own for now. All right. Taldor, you absolutely decimate the synthetics in that hallway. While you're standing around doing this, you can see many different synthetics begin pouring out of the walls at the end of the hallway, and one drops out in front of you. What's worse, here, there's a door leading into that main room that you saw, and you can hear slamming on it. Something's trying to get it open. Back in combat, top of the round.
Sure.
Alright. Let's see.
Coco, make sure when you're here, if you click on your character and go to the cog, you can set your shock and wounds.
Yep.
Go ahead and do that. You got to put it in both boxes to make it stick and appear over your head.
Which color should be which?
Blue is shock, red is wounds.
And green is wrath.
Yep. Cool. You're a squishy boy.
I am.
Squishy boy.
This sounds like a great time for plasma grenade.
No. I wouldn't use the plasma grenade right now.
I do suppose it'd be kind of loud and destructive.
Not that it'd be loud, but like using it to take out only one guy in a situation where, you know, last time the other two went down decently fast.
Yeah.
Like, save it for when we encounter something big and are in a
There's 5
tough
more
situation.
down there.
Yeah, but they're going down decently fast.
That's
Like-
true.
You weren't
Yep.
here. They got a huge upgrade in weaponry. so their weapon can probably punch through lower level mooks pretty quick.
Yeah. Like I think for now we're good. If we get into like a bad situation, absolutely chuck all of the plasma grenades you want. But like try to save it for like something comes around the corner with a bolt rifle and just starts opening full auto. Then we use the plasma grenades.
All right.
Right?
I will bite my tongue then, and I'll go for a shuriken pistol shot instead. On the one closest. So, how far away is he? 8 meters.
10.
All right, I'm rolling.
Damn.
I can
Very nice.
shift something here, right?
You can shift 3, or no, you can shift 2, because you need 2 to hit, so, yeah.
So critical
two.
hit, and then you can shift those 2. If you shift the 2, you get 2 extra damage dice.
Yep.
Or you can shift it into more glory.
Can I do 1 and 1?
You could.
Yeah.
And I'll do that.
So our glory is...
All right. There's my shot roll and my extra dice.
Roll a 2d6.
All right.
$13.
Headshot.
Yeah. You whip around. This thing's not going to survive. You pull around the corner, and he's like, no, don't use a plasma grenade just yet. You pull out your shuriken pistol, line up a shot, and with surgical precision, just blow this thing's head straight off. These, interestingly, don't bleed the black ooze. They just drop like mechanical husks onto the ground. You blow its head clean off. You can see it kind of leaves like a U pattern where its skull was.
Well, I suppose that's equally as effective as a plasma
2,
grenade.
4, 6, 8, 10, 12. One runs up beside it and is charging down the hallway.
Am I in full cover? I am,
Yeah.
right?
You don't see any ranged weaponry on these things. They seem to be crawling forward with the intention of attacking you melee.
I don't like that.
That's fine. That's fine. I got you in melee. Don't worry about melee. I got you handled.
Perfect.
Flashbacks to Mob and getting beat down by servo skulls.
Dude, this is a worst thing.
We all roll bad sometimes.
I rolled so bad.
Alright, so Taldor or Ambus, you're up.
You go first, Ambus.
Alright then. That should be, that should be fine movement-wise, and that puts him
This one's dead.
medium range. That one's dead?
You can't see it, can you? Shit.
The forward one is dead?
Yeah.
You didn't color over him, so.
Yeah, I said they don't bleed. I'm sorry. You should be able to see their health bars now, right?
Yes, yes.
Sorry.
Alright
that's my
then. He is just barely inside of, medium range, so I'll step up to around the corner, Void Saber at the ready as I raise the hand cannon in my other hand and prep to pop off with it.
fault.
Pun intended.
Popping off. If you ever can't see an enemy's health bar, let me know, because I need to show it.
Fuck.
Wow.
I'm gonna re-roll. I'm spinning
Ouch.
a wrath. That was pitiful. That was
bad.
embarrassing.
It's pretty sad.
I can't disgrace the legacy of revolvers with that roll, so that's getting a re-roll. That's better.
That'll hit.
Alright then. 9 damage and 180. Points of damage.
9 damage reduced by 4. That's 5, I believe. So
Yes.
drops to 2. You fire the hand cannon and blast into his shoulder. You see sparks fire off from his body. It doesn't even really react to any kind of pain. It just takes it and keeps on crawling towards you. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Its pal is gonna come up and start crawling beside it. They have a speed of 6. Fuck it, I'm gonna move a little bit more just because I want to sprint. Mobbin, you're up.
Or Taldor would be up.
Hold on.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, Taldar. These Eldar
Thank
names.
Let's see, I will go here. And all right, and then when I'm gonna try to flamethrower this guy right here. And that's ooh, very nice. I'm not really sure what that is, but yeah, I'm gonna take that one exalted icon and shift and and arc it over so it covers the whole hallway and gets both of these guys.
Yeah, so this one's definitely gonna burn to death. What's the damage on that?
We're good on that. That's gonna be 11 damage, and this one, if he survived, is on fire.
11 by 4. That's 7. Alright. Sure enough, you run forward. In these cramped spaces, you are King Taldor. You fire off the flamer, and arcing across the dead one's body that Mobbin blew the brains out of, you blast the fire across. The one that was sprinting at you is forced back onto its legs and screeches as it falls backwards. The one that was shot by the hand cannon earlier just burns to death quickly. The fire kind of seeps into the hole and it dies. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 7, 14, 20. Oh, here, fuck it. More begin peeling out of the walls or down the hallway, I should say, and begin flying down towards you. You can see the ones over here. Since you've made fire throughout the center of the hall, they actually begin turning and begin latching onto the side of the walls, crawling like fucking spiders as they crawl towards you. Top of the round. I'm gonna seize initiative. Fuck you. Taldor, as you're flaming the ones in the front, one comes around here, latches onto the walls, and spider runs across towards you. It leaps down into the center of the hallway next to you and then lunges at you for a grapple. It's gonna grab onto you. You're going to take 9 points of damage as this synthetic drops onto the floor, lunges at you, pinning you towards the wall, and it actually pulls its head back and begins slamming its white synthetic face against your helmet, trying to crack it open and get at you on the inside.
Ba 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 ba.
He's loving it. You are a happy meal.
So he's like actually grappling me, or
Yeah, he's latching on to you and is slamming his head into your helmet to try to bust into you. You take 9 points of damage.
Holy. Oh, I need to restart my roll 20.
okay. Okay, yeah, he's grappled me. So
All right, top of the round. Who's up?
You take it.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna go ahead and just step up there, and I finally get to use the Void Saber. So that is gonna be, I believe, 6 dice. Yep. Yes, I'm very happy with that.
Hello, nice to meet you.
You're dead. Okay, and then that's gonna be 5 ED as I shift that. We're at max glory, guys, so feel free to spend some.
Yeah.
As I'm gonna get 5 brutal ED.
Goodbye.
So that's gonna be 16 points of damage with 3 AP.
Goodbye. As he's grappling onto you, he only gets one good slam into your helmet, Taldor. Did you take any damage from that?
I did not know.
Interesting. What's your resilience?
11.
Fuck.
Damn!
Hey, I
You
said
got
I was a
higher than
tanky
me,
boy.
but I have You got higher than me, but I got invincibility on my resilience.
The void plate alone gives me 5 armor.
Well,
And I have a
Oh,
big
yeah.
toughness bonus.
all right.
Oh yeah.
Well, I know how to deal with you. Don't worry. These are actually the perfect
Yeah.
enemies to deal with you, but probably not right now. So anyway, yeah, he's gripping onto you and slamming his face against your helmet, Taldor. It doesn't break through, so you're all right. And then Ambush just comes through, draws his blade, and slices clean through it. The thing drops in half and just falls to the floor in splinters. Wow. All right.
So,
I made a mistake with grapple, so sorry about that, Taldor.
yeah, I know that's what this roll up here was, his opposed strength test.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Ambus, make a strength test for me.
Oh. Okay then.
Because this one is going to crawl along the walls and attack you now.
1.
Fuck.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, this one comes over and lunges out the wall at you and tries to grip onto you and grapple you, but you're in samurai mode right now, so you step out of the way, maybe kick it back, and it can't get a grip on you. So, Taldor or Malvin, you're up.
I guess I'll take it. Okay, so there's only 2 up, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Can I shoot at the closer one, or is my friend here in the way?
You can fire in a melee. I believe there's a penalty to that, though.
Well, I'm not in melee. I'm behind the cover.
He's in melee.
No, you're firing into melee.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Let me.
But
1 second. I've got the combat rules up. I'm looking into. Earn.
fires a pistol in the melee combat plus 2d(n). So you're looking to hit a 4. Complication may hit Ambus.
Ooh. I guess that wouldn't be very good, but we
You
have a
can't.
whole bunch of glory to spend.
You can take an aim to avoid the
That's
melee
true.
penalty.
Yeah, if you're not moving.
Oh. And I'll do that.
Alright.
How does that affect my
Aye.
roll?
You roll normally.
So
Okay.
aim actually has the you get +1 dice to the pool automatically.
Or I think you can use it to negate firing in a melee.
Okay, so you don't get the bonus
No.
if it's.
Not if you're firing into melee like that.
Then I will roll that. Uh-oh.
Well,
Can I use glory to fix that complication? Reroll it?
You would use a wrath to re-roll it.
Okay.
you'll get three dice to reroll.
Alright, yeah, I'll do that. Oh my god.
Nah, it's fine. I don't punish you for spending wrath like that. So I might start though. We'll see. I think maybe starting at tier 2, I'm gonna start doing that. But tier 1, you're already squishy enough. You're suffering enough. So,
Yeah.
Mobbin, you do hit. Go ahead and roll damage, and you can shift. You can shift one of those 6s.
There it is.
You gotta tell me the damage you do.
Oh, 2. Oh wait, the total damage is 12.
12. Nice. Yeah, Ambus, you see this synthetic. He runs along the wall and then lunges at you. You kind of step back and kick it back. And when it takes to the air again to lunge at you again, you hear a bang behind you, and a shuriken bolt blasts its head clean off. It lurches back and drops onto its back dead.
Nice shot, kid.
I mean, I guess that's 2 now.
So there's one more. And he...
There is.
Let's see.
I'll take care of that.
It's turn, and then we have Taldor going. Unless you want to seize initiative, because we are at max glory pool right now, so it definitely doesn't hurt.
You know what? I think I will do just that.
All right.
All right.
I will snatch the glory, seize the initiative.
Don't worry about the glory pool. I've been keeping track of it.
Kind.
And what did I just do? There we are. Up 2, 4, 6. Here. So I'll move up there. 6. And then burning shall begin.
We to start the fire. Oh my god. No. Don't
Let's
even
see,
roll it. Don't even roll it. I don't want to see it.
I'm gonna shift both of these to
No.
glory to refill our pool.
You can only shift one to glory, but because you crit, we go back to max anyways. So you're still good to shift those other to shift the other one into damage,
Doesn't even
just
matter.
to make sure it goes splat. Well, we're just making sure.
It doesn't even matter. It's free real estate.
It's best to be sure that it's dead.
It's for real,
Absolutely.
It's fine. Flamer weapons can't shift into extra damage, but
3 Eldar crash land onto an Elder's planet and just start burning everything. What a wacky group. What
do
a
you get a
sick villain.
burning sensation when you flee?
Ah, gross. Oh. Oh god. So Mobbin breaking the game, being OP. Meanwhile, I didn't mean to do that. You hear a crunching noise as on the other side of the door, this massive, or not too big, but this large black synthetic steps out into the hall.
Is it?
Oh, hey, look, more party.
Like 2 games ago?
What?
Does this look like the same thing from like 2 games ago?
It sort of does, but it's smaller and doesn't seem as powerful.
Okay. So that, but not the boss form.
Right. So this one steps out into the hall and it raises up a machine gun towards you, Mobbin, as you're standing there. Fuck me. Alright. 36. Open complications. What is this gonna do? I hope it's not gonna fuck me.
You're fighting against a swaggy group of elven space pirates. It is most certainly going to fuck you, because we're just that awesome.
Well, it drops this weapon. So...
He cuts off his own arm. Impressive.
Nah.
Never had anyone fail the test before.
Well, what happens is this, and I'm probably gonna shift this over because I don't like this rule anymore. I think the shot should get off before something happens. But for right now, we'll stick with how it was. As you light this synthetic on fire, Taldor, the door opens and you see this black machine step out. It raises up a machine gun to start blasting you down at point blank. However, the one that you lit on fire is thrashing back and forth, and it actually slams into into this one, pushing it off balance. And Ambus and Taldor, the bullets ping off the ceiling over your head. That's pure luck will have it. You managed to knock your gun down in the middle of the hall at point blank. Lucky you. Who's next? Ambus or Mobbin, I think.
I'll let Ambus take it.
Since I'm not spending my bonus action on anything, I'm gonna close the distance into melee with this thing, and vroom vroom goes the saber.
And a vroom vroom we're racing. Damn, I got bitches. Damn, I got bitches. Wifey Homerson.
How does a 5 to attack
They got a
tickle your
defense of
fancy?
3. So you can shift that one.
I indeed like that. In fact, I like that so much that I will
You're just gonna
put
delete
that
it,
into
aren't you?
one. Probably.
Please no.
So that's gonna be a total of 10 points of damage with 3 AP.
Shit. So 3, 10, 7. So you're gonna reduce it down, but you're not gonna kill it.
Hey, see? I followed your request. How generous of me.
I'm going to thank you by stealing initiative and dogpiling you. So
Fantastic. That sounds like a party to me.
these 2 synthetics, while you step forward, you look to your left inside this strange, synthetic making room, whatever the fuck is going on in there. The 2 synthetics working together, they side by side charge up and dogpile you. The first one is going to make a grapple check on you. Make a strength check.
Yes. Indeed. I hope this does not go horribly.
Shit. All right.
Bad.
It charges forward. It's like it lunges at you and you sidestep it. It goes flying past you and skids along the floor on all fours, going against the wall. I steal initiative and come up. This one's just gonna make a regular attack at you. Defensive 2, right? You have a defensive 2?
Actually a defensive 4 right now.
Seriously? Shit.
Yep.
Not your resilience, right? Your defense?
Yeah, my defense is naturally 3, and then because I'm in melee with the Void Saber, that gives me a defensive
God.
4. So.
Fuck. Samurai Ambus thwarting my plans yet again. You run up and you slash this thing. One of the synthetics from the door charges forward. You duck underneath it. It goes flying by you, and another one comes up to your side, swiping out at a claw. But you kind of parry and push itself back. You're going fucking full Jedi Master on these things right now. I am ashamed of myself. Mobbin, you're up.
All right. I guess yeah. I'll keep shooting.
So anyway, I started blasting.
Yeah. I'll. I'm gonna need to aim to ignore the melee penalty again, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Then
And don't forget to check range, because you might
yep,
be in like long range now.
Yeah, they're
14, and the long range is 18.
So you
Okay,
are
so you're
firing
just.
if you're shooting this one, you're just in medium range. If you're shooting at the black one back there, that's long range.
I'll take the medium range option.
All right.
And wait, is that one in melee as well?
No, they're only in melee if they're next to you. So
Cool.
you can apply that aim bonus naturally, which is, I believe, is a +2.
That's two.
I believe it's actually. I think it's only +1 actually.
Let me check. Attacker takes the aim option plus. You're right. Sorry, +1.
Yeah. As much as I would love for it to be +2.
All right. That's a weapon complication. Make a 2d6 for me.
31.
31. Your weapon jams on you. You pull up your blaster or shuriken pistol, and you fire it, but something goes wrong. You see a little flash of blue energy shoot out the side of it. Something with the firing mechanism has gone wrong. The blast doesn't shoot out. You're gonna have to make a DN tech test of 2 to get that fixed next round.
Okay.
Unfortunately, your weapon does not fire. Top of the round.
Right? That would be me.
If you. Yes,
What up?
sir.
Yeah, well, I do see the one that failed over here, and oh, look at that. It's in short range.
Please don't roast me. I am not meat. I do not be cooked.
You're fine.
No. You could shift
Oh,
one.
So the mechanic is saying that. Yeah, I'm not gonna shift any unless we're out of glory. No, we're not. I'm not gonna shift any.
Max glory, so you could just shift those into damage.
Yeah.
No, flamer weapons can't shift into damage.
Oh.
They can only shift to arc the stream, which would,
Probably hit you.
yeah. So I'm not gonna do that.
Well, I appreciate not dying, but I do have a decently high resilience. My resilience is 10, and it does have I do have a power field, so maybe that helps.
You would be on fire, but yeah. So 10 damage to our servitor friend here.
All right. I'm not. I haven't. I should seriously have like full ruin at this point, right? I'm gonna spend it. All right. You said 10 damage. Reduce that by 4 to 6. Shift 3. It's gonna drop me down to 4, I believe. So as you fire, this one is a little bit quicker than the others. You fire the blast, and you manage to scorch its legs, but it lunges up like a frog onto the side of the wall and grips onto the wall. It spots you, and as you blast it, it's going to climb across the wall and lunge at you.
Hold on. Did it take any damage at all?
Yes, it did.
And it is on fire.
And that's 1d3, right?
Yeah, 1d3 mortal wounds.
Go ahead and roll that. Well, it drops it to 1.
Yeah, and it would need to take either a full action to take an agility test to try and put itself out, or a DN3 willpower check to act normally.
It's a machine, though. They don't have that kind of response. If this was an organic, I'd probably do that.
Okay.
Not for these things.
Alrighty.
So, you blast it with fire. It lunges up onto the wall, and with its dying movement, I don't think I can fucking damage you with these things. I need 2. I need 2 to do damage to you. So what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Fuck you, Ambus. No, wait.
Come on, hit
2,
me!
4, 6, 8, 10, 12? 12? 12?
I'm a dog chasing after cars.
Fuck you,
Don't know what I'd do.
Come
if
here,
I
boy.
ever caught one.
I wanna hug you. Come here, Malbin. I'm gonna... As you blast it, it skitters along the wall, and they seem to recognize that they can't do anything to you, Talador. So instead, it's gonna dart back and go for your squishy boy back there.
No, thank you.
Haha, yes. All right, you're gonna take 9 points of damage there, Malbin.
All right.
What's
What
your
am I looking
resilience?
at? Resilience is 6.
Okay, so 6 reduced by 3, or yeah, I mean 9 reduced by 6 is 3. Now you can roll your determination to shift that to shock.
That is the plan. What's my? There it is. 2. Hey.
All right. So
Pretty
you
cool.
take 2 points of shock damage, 1 point of wound.
Ouchie.
As this thing lunges off the wall like a frog, slashing at you. Did you spend your experience points, by the way? You should have 140.
Oh, I'm at 135.
Yeah, that's fine. That's all right.
Yeah, you did. Yes.
I'm gonna draw more experience.
He's perfectly happy with that.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So anyway, yeah, you take those damage. This burning, disgusting, like, it's a pretty terrifying sight. These synthetics. They have white faces like masks, and they move in jittering, kind of just abnormal ways. It lunges at you and scratches you along the chest with its fingers, digging into your skin. All right, Ambus, you are up.
Yes. There's a big guy in front of me, as well as a little guy to my side, correct?
Correct.
I'm gonna go ahead and declare multi-actions. I'm gonna hopefully shank the big dude in front of me and turn the shuriken pistol onto the little guy.
All right.
Because I have a salvo of 3, I only suffer DN2 for shooting into melee, correct?
That's an interesting. Using 2 different weapons. Do you know how that works?
Oh yeah, because I don't have dual-handed, I take an extra 2 DN from that, right?
I think so. If you multi-attack, you cannot reach. Each attack of your multi-attack must use the same weapon. That's what it says on page 188.
Oh. Well then we're gonna go double slash with the sword, because I like that thing more than I like the shuriken pistol. Which means I don't get the reduction. 2 attacks is plus 2 ED. So let's hope.
Well, that's interesting. 5 is gonna hit this one. It's a complication though.
Yep.
So
Rolling the
many crits and
D6s for you.
complications.
24.
24. 192. Roll again. You're using a melee weapon. You can't run out of ammo.
32.
32.
Or
Weapon,
15.
Weapon.
15.
Weapon jam. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. You know what? Fuck it. No. You're fine. I'm not going to apply this complication to you. So, you do hit that one. Go ahead and
Okay.
roll attack for the other synthetic.
Yes, sirree.
That's exactly what you
4.
needed. So you managed to hit exactly what you needed both times. Roll damage.
I don't believe I can shift any of those, so that's just going to be 4 brutal. Okay.
Damn.
As I fucking obliterate those things, that's going to be 14 damage, 3 AP.
I give up. I quit. All right. What are you, Atomic Samurai? Is this one punch?
Yes.
One slash.
Actually, it took 2 for the big one.
I
So,
wanna be an
almost
outdoor
there.
corsair. All right. So you fucking step forward. The one again, I just want to go through exactly what's happening here, Ambus. You step through the fire and you slash the big one as it's coming through the door. You look to your left. One synthetic dives over your head because you duck underneath it. The other one comes up and jabs a hand at you. You kind of step back and avoid it. As the other one runs back to attack Mobbin in the background, you step forward, and the black one in front of you, you slash horizontally, just deheading it. And as the other one to your left comes up, you bring up a straight slash down and carve through it, and your blade just cleaves it straight in half, and they drop to your feet.
And that's how it's done.
Has anybody not gone this round?
I
think everybody
I
has.
believe that would be top of the round.
All right, top of the round.
All right. So, are these two both still alive?
The only one that's left up right now is the one attacking Mobbin.
Oh. Well, that one's gonna die eventually anyway, so...
You're right. Aren't you?
It's still on fire, yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do about it. So,
So,
you don't have to
I
do
guess-
anything at all if you don't want to.
You know, actually what I am gonna do, I'm gonna go up here to this vent, and I'm gonna flamethrower inside it. Double tap.
Yep. Any last remaining synthetics that were coming in the vents, they're stuck in a hot box as you blast fire and a line down it. You blow through the vents, giving it a fucking pressure cleaning. Mobbin, You get slashed once by this synthetic, and then you watch as the fire rips into its insides, and eventually it starts shaking and jittering, and eventually just collapses to its knees and falls to its side dead. End combat.
Well, that was messy.
That was fun. Oh, fun.
Yeah, I'm with Taldor here.
Wow. As you clear your way through this hallway here, you peer into the room that has the vats in it, and further down ahead you can see that the hallway has further doors. However, I think we're going to save all that for next session and go ahead and call it here.
All right.
This was
Wowzers.
fun.
So yeah, that was a lot of fun. I have a
Yes.
in the general chat. So I have the dull pain power. Can that heal shock, or does it only like? Does it only? Is it basically like a buff beforehand?
No, it heals shock. You spend Medicaid to make a roll. The DN is 3
Okay.
to heal 1, and at any point after that restores an additional point.
Okay, I was just trying to figure out exactly how it worked.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to pick up a little bit more afterwards. But that's a good little starting point. Next session, we'll dive deeper into Blasphemo and start figuring out exactly what the hell is going on.
Woot. God, I got real Dead Space vibes from the start of that,
That was
which is fantastic because Dead Space is like one of my favorite games of all time.
That pilot section in the front, dude, Taldor, what the fuck, man?
I
You can't
embraced
do
my
that.
inner GTA.
You just can't do that, man.
Adeptus fighter go brrr.
It's like, it's actually kind of perfect because like punching a hole through the wall, you know, maybe like Eldar weaponry not gonna really do that too well. You went and grabbed some plasma on your way here, like you're stopping at the convenience store to grab something a little better. So, it's a little bullshit. Not gonna lie, it's a little bullshit, but I'm not gonna say no. Fuck. that was
great.
ridiculous.
I said I embraced my inner GTA.
Taldor's a madman. Oh my
Just
god.
a little bit.
Call him Mr. Fahrenheit.
Blasting at the speed of light. Call
Oh
him
my
Mr.
god.
Fahrenheit. He's gonna make a supersonic mechanics of you. Supersonic Skitari of you.
Yeah, I had fun tonight.
Yeah, and I have, with all of the experience, I am now ready to say that I have fallen in love with Wrath and Glory Melee. Melee is not usually the route I go, but god damn is it satisfying.
If you build right, you're going in multi-attacking, like, you're just cleaning up. With parry, it increases your defense, like, tier 1 enemies aren't going to be able to really deal with that. My strategy for dealing with Taldor now is to gang up on him, grapple him down to the floor so he loses resilience, and then I can just start beating the shit out of him. Not resilience, I think it's defense, actually.
So your plan is to bring a whole horde of enemies close to him, huh? I like it.
Screw you. I hate you. Forget it. I'm just gonna bully Mobbin.
No.
Just gang
Don't
up on
worry.
Mobbin.
Don't worry, Squishy One. We will protect you.
I can't heal you guys if I'm dead.
Don't worry, Squishy One. We will protect you.
No.
Sure, it's worth your while. Just make sure I don't die. I have like 12 dice on Medicaid. All right.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's like the guy that.
I
He's gonna fix you up.
I have a medikit you might want then.
I think I have one,
Pretty
but
sure he
like
has
I can
one.
always use more. I don't know how many.
Yes.
So
Well, I think you have one, and having that one kind of just does what it's supposed to do.
yeah, I don't think does it have limited uses or
Not
I
that
know
I
it's one per
saw.
person per.
I think it's like 1 use per or something.
I think I'm only allowed to heal one person per scenario or not scenario. What's it called?
Encounter.
Encounter. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So between combat, like this was one encounter. Next map
Like a
will
lot.
be another encounter, so you can do more heals. Plus, there are
I think I can heal
regroups.
myself real quick. Can I? Or will I already be good for next time?
You can just bring yourself back up, man. You're good. We gotta strap some fucking like plate metal to you or something. Like get some duct tape. Try to figure something
Me and
out
my
with you.
4
You with your 4. Like it's
4
almost cruel of me to target you because anything I hit you with is like it has a chance of just dropping you straight up.
Why do you think I'm at the very back?
I know. Why do you think that one is like I'm not hitting that guy that has fucking 20 resilience? I'm gonna fucking skitter my way back there and eat the fleshy hobbit.
Oh yeah, don't worry about melee combat. I'll protect you. Proceeds to run off away from me.
Well,
I'll find a way to get some sort of protector feat that anytime something goes, my sword just goes. I think not.
you just need force powers.
I'll find a way to do that.
You just need force powers where you're not even holding the sword. You're just willing it around. You're shooting it around like that dude from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh my god,
Uh,
that's so great. Yeah, I should probably. Maybe I should have bought some armor whenever I was buying earlier.
Yeah, think about that. You can
Yeah,
still do it. You weren't
I
there,
picked up
so
rune armor. I
I've only
picked
got,
up
like,
rune
one.
armor specifically for the fact that like rune armor has the invincibility, so that you know, I don't care about AP, which is really nice because it means I hopefully won't just horribly die because Magnus goes ahead and throws like 1,000,000 AP my way.
or a rocket.
Yeah. And rune armor also has power field, which lets you determination through mortal wounds, which is real nice.
Mhm.
I mean, this is
I love the void plate because even though it has 5, even if it has bulk, it's got 5 armor, and I have an assault weapon that ignores cover. So I really like a void plate.
you're like a poor man's Terminator, like 40K Terminator, just going in and just fucking cleaning shit out. We're basically doing like a bootleg Space Hulk right now. These are like gene stealers, kind of.
Well, I'll see you guys next week.
All right, man.
All right.
See you later. I'll post up the
See
YouTube
ya.
video tonight as usual.
Do we get
Nice.
any experience by any chance?
You do.
We will know in the middle of the week.
Yeah.
It's
I'll
usually about
post it.
zero.
It's probably gonna be 15. Go ahead and get 15 experience. So you'll be at 155.
Thank you. Yeah, this was really fun.
Always
Yeah,
is.
Loved it.
To my viewers at home, which is me, you're beautiful. Bye.